What's good, everybody? What's going on? Okay. Look, I know from my last video I posted on this topic, I got a lot of controversy. I got some people who hating in the comments who did not like the information I was putting out. Yes, I do understand, just to address it. Yes, I do understand not all the allies were fixed or good at the time. But I know how DC is, which is what I said in the video. DC will fix it like it always does. It will come out with updates to fix these things and address these issues, especially for a new system that is coming out. Just like with powers. Some powers sucked when they came out and then became really good and overpowered for a while. So, without further ado, man, this which allies pick for each role. Basically, what you're gonna want right here is your typical DPS standard ally pick. Okay, for the most part, this is your go-to pick. Okay, it's like having the transformation card, strategist card, and the Eye of Gemini or something. You know what I mean? Whatever artifacts. Pretty much the transformation cards standard across the board. Solar amplifier fairly standard across the board, depending on which kind of loadout you're running. So it's like having those. Okay. Let's go get into it a little bit. Cyborg, you can even see Obsidian Chill if you want a full breakdown of like damage and whatnot. I do my own damage testing, yes. I look at other people's videos as well for additional resources. Yes, I take all information into account when making all my videos. So I speak to people in game, look at other people's YouTube video, read forums online in the DCUO forums if you want to check those out, um, and talk to other in-game people, as well as people that I know outside of the game that play this game. So Cyborg does the best damage by far, at a very significant margin. He's going to be what you want in your combat ability for if you're doing damage or for most roles when you're trying to do the most damage. This DPS for this portion of it, okay? Batman Who Laughs, the luck of the draw ability is really good. Highly recommend that you max them out as soon as possible. But before you even max them out, everybody without a shadow of a doubt, you should have Cyborg maxed out by now. Okay, now if you're a casual gamer or whatever, get Cyborg maxed out. Okay, he is pretty much a necessity on every last thing. Okay, necessity. Okay, as far as anything goes, Cyborg is pretty much a necessity. Okay, he is very useful and versatile. Okay, but look, okay, Cyborg, you run from combat for the most part. His passive power regeneration is amazing as well. Okay, we're talking about that for other roles. As far as damage, luck of the draw is very beneficial. Let me go ahead and show y'all. If I go to fortify here, okay, switched over. All right, as you see right here, what is going on with this? Okay, the passive ability, luck of the draw. Now you do also have toxic encore, which it can be good, and it does show a very promising thing that sounds very good, especially a debuff like that. Now, if you're a controller, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But for the most part, this luck of the draw ability is just phenomenal. Okay, this is one of them transformation cards for DPS. This is a this is pretty much a mandatory thing. One, if you get the Frignor, I don't know how to say that. The card right here with the increased critical chance, amazing. Come on now. Your critical chance is boosted up. That's going to stack on top of your transformation card. Okay, there's no limit really to it. You can see that in your stats as well. Every 30 seconds while you're in combat, you get a fresh new card. Okay, so you can increase mass health, which is going to be good for your buff trolls and whatnot, especially when they use the Tetra or things like that, or you know what I mean. Able to buff you with that increased health, give you more might and things of that nature. More passive power regen with the Ignite card. It's just amazing. Increased critical chance. Come on now, everybody loves that. That's why we all use transformation card pretty much. Batman card, increasing might. That's all you need to know. View on precision spec. Batman card also increases your precision too. So, bam, done. Like it says, every 30 seconds you get a new card. Card lasts for a minute, not an actual minute, but it lasts about 20 seconds as you see right there. So it's a nice little bit, okay? You almost like 10 seconds, you're not being able to utilize whichever buff, but it's very effective and useful, okay? Now, for hers, basically, think of it like a berserker type deal for Nubia here. As you basically keep killing enemies, you get more and more might, okay? You and your allies at that. So you're not only buffing yourself, but you're buffing the team. Um, it's basically, that's what it is. It's not a lot of might, but a little bit counts, okay? Now for this one, I will say, depending on the DPS you are, if you are more pet focused, I would definitely go ahead and stay with Aquaman. Okay, I know there's some sorcery people I was talking with not too long ago, a few days ago actually, that they run a more pet focused build. So for your sorcery users or potential earth users, I guess you could potentially run this with nature too, so you do have a swarm pet, but that's clearly on you. And from my testing, this also does stack with your trinket pets, the small one, not the henchman. I don't believe. I didn't. I don't recall any damage changes in that, but the one like your Atlantic seahorses and things like that, it did show a little bit of increase on that. So take that with a grain of salt. Of course, do your own research and testing if you want. I always advise people to do that at all times. Um, this is definitely good for your pet focused builds, okay? But for the most part, you're on with Nubia. Might, extra might is just good, okay? Most people might spec and free also with precision spec. You can definitely take the increased pet damage for your robot sidekick, so it's like how much y'all use. Okay. If not, you can still use the might thing, because some of y'all do use different things like tornado pool. I know some people use Tesla blast, things of that nature. Okay. So there's three on. Now you can use Queen Diana because you do get might when you use a breakout, and depending on which activity you're running, you do break out quite a bit. Especially if you're more in a boss fight scenario, and you know it's just single target the entire time, the entire duration. Say you're doing like an elite raid or something of that nature, and you're not gonna have a lot of ads that pop up like at all. Queen Diana might be the better choice just because the mechanics of said encounter you could be breaking out while it's supposed to Nubia, you're not killing any ads to get that extra might at all. So that is on you, please on you, okay? Now we got DPS done. This is pretty much it. Okay, it's very standardized at the moment. As far as what you really want to use, definitely recommend Cyborg's a must for pretty much everybody. Batman Who Laughs, you really want to get him up quick as possible. Okay, he's really good right now. Amazing, phenomenal. They need to make more allies like him. Anyways, which they are, because as you see, they getting better and better. For my healers out there, my healers. Once again, Batman Who Laughs, he's going to be pretty much staying. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. Batman Who Laughs, you need him for support. Let's keep it like that. Alright, now for my healers, you can keep Batman Who Laughs right there where he is for ally number one, because he is amazing right now. Alright. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I was scratching my head and I don't know if that picked up on the mic or not. But for my healers, Batman Who Laughs is mandatory. If you want to do more damage in your group, like how some healers run the orbitals and things of that nature, go keep Cyborg in the combat slot. If not, the one who is runner up for the most damage for an ally is Flashpoint Batman still. He is number 2. He does single target, then he does AoE. So it is good both ways. Excuse me. Yeah. And if you are, so let's say you are using Flashpoint Batman for your combat ability, then you will go ahead and switch. Let me show you. I'll go ahead and switch him right there. Yep, confirm that. And then you will fortify him right there and over right there. Now for my healers, this is pretty much going to be your cream of the crop, your bread and butter, okay? This is what is the most viable, most useful, I would say, because Cyborg's power generation is just phenomenal. Now, if you stack it on top of this, Batman Who Laughs, Power Generation, or Resto, Extra Dominance, your criticals, whatever, is phenomenal. Okay, you're not really run out of power. Like there's never excuse. You almost dang near don't need a troll. Most time without these two, I didn't need a troll before that like that. Like overly need a troll depending on the game. That's like the new raid where he drains your power, of course. But something like this would help in that raid phenomenally. Okay, you are losing on I think like a hundred to 200 depending on how it hits and how many targets it hits. Worth of DPS when you do call it fast point Batman, even if he's fully maxed out compared to Cyborg. Cyborg's just does crazy amount of damage at the moment. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Another one that you could use is really on you. You can heal yourself nearby allies with Nubia right here. The first one, the Amazonian Poultice. Um, other than that, that's really about it. You can always go back to your basic when you take damage, convert small amount, stack overflow, damage into health, keep yourself good. But it's really on you. I recommend just this right here if you're trying to be just a healer. You're trying to focus on healing and healing alone. Make sure the group's covered with healing first and foremost. Just go ahead and stick to this. If not, switch Cyber over to the combat one and go ahead and pick up like Nubia with that ability real quick. And you should be straight either way, okay? So, for my controllers, you already know what's gonna happen. Really, if you want to stay on top of your power regeneration, definitely keep these two right here and go ahead and keep him right there, okay? It's pretty much the same as a healer for that. Now, you could, depending on what you're trying to do, depending on what type of troll you are, if you're a buff troll, you're just trying to debuff troll, you're just trying to do a power out dumping troll, it depends what kind of troll you're trying to be. For the most part, if you're trying to keep your power up, this is your setup right here, okay? You're not going to really deviate from that when trying to keep your power. Now, as far as the other ones, this is where you could get into the Toxic Encore because it does debuff. If you're trying to focus on more of a debuff troll, you could switch out Batman Who Laughs' first ability with the second ability right there. You can also always keep Cyborg here or switching to combat. That is on you. Me, for support roles, I'm breaking down for all the support roles. Doing damage is lovely, but you always want to make sure your role is covered first and foremost. So definitely try out, I would say, Cyborg as your support role first before you put him in a combat role, just to make sure that you're able to do these things. You know what I mean? With the best benefit possible. Okay, if you're able to do it with such ease and such finesse that it's effortless, then go ahead and switch him over to combat role and then try other alternatives like when you bring in this video. That is just my advice to y'all. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. It's on you entirely. But if you want to debuff, go ahead and do that real quick with Batman Who Laughs. Keep Cyborg there and keep Flashpoint Batman there. You can always get Queen Diana for the debuff as well. If you want to do purely debuff and keep Batman's Flash and Queen Diana right here. Okay. Let me see. I used to have all those written down, but now it's not at the moment. Yeah. So what you could also do right here is use his support ability, the House of Legends bot. You can go use his support ability because it does give you power back by stunning NPC. As a troll, your dominance should be pretty high, especially if you keep Batman Who Laughs looking for the draw. There is a dominance one that increases your dominance. So being able to stun an NPC, you can use him in your support role in your second support ally slot and put Cyber over the damage one just to put out more damage for the whole group. And keep the luck of the draw with that extra power regeneration that's going to be there to supplement so Cyborg isn't there for you. And then the House of Legends Power Thief support ability as well. You'll definitely stay on top of your power that way because as a troll, you're definitely gonna be stunning and debuffing, and getting power back. So the fact that you can get power back for doing one of your job roles, anyways, it's pretty great. Okay. Now for my tanks, keep in mind, y'all, these are all my personal recommendations. I personally recommend that Batman Who Laughs stays right where he is. Okay. Luck of the Draw is phenomenal right now. Now, tank, if you end up running out of power or you use a lot of power, I know there's some that use a lot of power, like fire, for example, can be very power heavy depending on how you go about your loadout. Okay? Now, say you're someone with fire, you go through a lot of um, power like that. Well, yeah, this is you. It's pretty much you. You're gonna see this as pretty much as a staple for most roles. If you're just trying to get to the cream of the crop, okay, I would highly recommend that you basically get Cyborg leveled up and Batman Who Laughs fully leveled up as fast as possible because it'll help you in any role, as you're seeing right here from my personal recommendation. Um, Flashpoint Batman is your second runner-up for most damage, so I would definitely get him leveled up. Probably like in your top five per se. Just because these are definitely top two, just because he does the second most damage. And whenever you are using Cyborg's power regeneration ability, he's always just nice to have do the extra damage to supplement out. Okay, because he does way more damage than everybody else here besides Cyborg. Okay, but for my tanks, now if you also want to help out debuff, hey, that's when you could use the take that support ability, but I personally wouldn't want to recommend it too much. Don't weaken is not the best for y'all either because you shouldn't be breaking out that much. Like you have the high enough dominance and things of that nature. A lot of times you're blocking, you have your shield and things like that. There's not many times you're going to be breaking out, so that might increase. It's not going to matter to you as much. He's not useful to you. That's really not useful. Now, one thing that is useful that I will say, okay, this right here, Nubia. If you don't use Cyborg for the damage aspect, Nubia's Amazonian um, Poultice is good. Okay, her first one ability right here, converting some of that HP, it's nice. Healing yourself, it's nice. Now what you can also do, this one, is just use Stack Overflow. The basic when you take damage, it heals you for a percentage of it. Small percentage, but hey, it adds up. Okay. Those would really be my only two that I would like consider. So actually, Nubia is a recurring one. Uh, Batman Who Laughs and Cyborg are definitely recurring, top tier. Nubia is up there too, top tier, especially if you're might based. Um, if you're precision based, DPS, I apologize I didn't touch on this as much. Um, you could go ahead and use the combat suitor, the second ability for the Flashpoint Batman. Go ahead and get him leveled up because if you, let's say you are using like the orb, not the orb, but the suicide artifact that increases your damage. This can be good because you are using your weapon, buff more than likely if you're precision based, and utilizing powers like that, especially with that kind of loadout, whatnot, and being able to heal yourself back based on your precision, which is going to be stacked up because you're precision based, is just a good all around thing. Okay, since you are taking damage from that suicide artifact, you're able to heal some of that back. Okay, definitely always pick that, but wouldn't recommend it. Just go ahead and go with Flashpoint Batman for my precision people. Always keep Batman Who Laughs and stock rotation. Cyborg, if you're doing damage, keep him in the damage spot. Okay, your DPS keep damage spot. Okay, but hopefully I gave y'all enough recommendation to sum that up for y'all fairly easy. Another thing I want to address, I don't do a lot of testing on the video and post it because it takes a very long time, and my videos are already kind of lengthy as it is. I'm trying to work on reducing the amount of minutes they are anyways. So do bear with me. I'm in the mix of making some shorts and a lot of extra content for DC and other games. So stay tuned in for that. Definitely subscribe if you did enjoy this video. Like the video so I do know that you like this particular video. If you're subscribed, I know you liked it as well. I also know that you liked, a good chunk of my videos at least. Yeah, definitely support me. Hey, I enjoy it all the time. If you see me in game, hit me up. It is what it is, friend. If you don't like what I have to say, That's entirely on you, man. It's your opinion. You're free to have that, man. Without further ado, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and go into this next video I'm about to post. It's your boy Trey TJ, man. I'm gonna say peace and shalom to you all. Alright.